Let's talk about the car polling. So there's a car with empty seat with capacity, integer, right? So you have a trip array. So trip I is going to be represent number of passengers from and to. So this is from the city to the city, right? And the number of passengers is actually determine how many people you can carpooling, right? So um, this is going to be pretty much a solution. So from one to 1 to 5, right? From 1 to 5, you have two passenger need to be in the car, right? But for the station 5, you're going to drop off, right? So it's going to be 1 to 4, be honest. But at station 5, at city 5, you're going to drop, right? So from 3 to 3, sorry, from 3 to 7, you're going to have passengers 3. So this is duplicate, right? So let me change another color. So from 3 to 4, at least 3 to 4, right? There's a duplicate passenger, right? I mean, overlap interval. So 2 plus 3 is actually 5. So there should be 5 passenger seat available in the car, right? But indeed, we don't have the space because space is actually 4, right? So this is going to be pretty much it, right? So I can just use the array to keep track of the number of passenger. But in turn it is not the best solution because you need unspace, right? You can use TreeMap. So TreeMap, I'm going to use TreeMap. So TreeMap actually just store uh, the value for the state for the value for the city and the number of passengers. So this is only it, right? So this is shorter than the elephant for every single passenger for from 1 to 1000. So let me just stop coding. So there's a little bit hard to set it. So I'm going to use tree map. So there's this is because I'm going to sort. If I'm not using a tree map, I'm going to sort, and I don't want sort, right? So tree map is already helping to sort, right? So I'm going to go map equal to new tree map. So I'm going to traverse, well, I'm going to traverse trips array, right? So I'm going to just put that into my map. So map.put. So where's my starting location? So it's trip 1, right? So I'm going to say map.get or default. It's going to be get trip 1, right? Comma, if you didn't get it, then you just initialize to 0, and then I need to plus trip 0, right? The number of passengers, right? Then everything else is going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be trip 2 and trip 2, and then this is going to be minus. This is because you drop off, right? When you drop off, then you don't have to just minus the number of passenger, right? Now let me traverse again for the map. So in V, so it's going to be map values, right? So initially I have capacity of what? The number of capacity, right? So I have an empty C in my card. So I can just using the variable, just keep adding and subtracting based on this, right? So I'm going to use the capacity minus equal V. So there's a reason why I use minus. So if you have people, right, I have initially 4 spots. So I minus what? I minus 2, and this is still doable, right? And then later on, if I have more city need to traverse, more spot need to traverse, I will just keep subtract by my capacity. If the capacity is negative, if the trip 0 is going to be negative, I'm going to add, right? Because minus is going to be plus, right? But what happens if the plus is too big? So this turnout is not a good solution, right? So if the capacity is actually less than 0, right? So the trip 0 is actually too big. Imagine that trip 0 is 100 and capacity is still 4. So 4 minus 100 is actually less than 0, right? So it's too big. So it's going to be return false right here. And later on it's going to be return true. So you just have to think about you have number of capacity first, and then you need to add a number of people into the car. So if this number is too big, since we are decremented, right, we are minus, so this has to be less than, right? So let me submit. Alright, let's talk about time and space. So for the space, it's going to be all of n, right? And for time, this is all of n, this is all of n, but in internals, right, we are using TreeMap, so it's going to be n log n. So time is going to be n log n, space is going to be all of n, and this is the solution, and I'll see you next time. Bye.